نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Objective 5 in section 5.1. And this is a very important objective. I can say that this is the most important objective in the section. How to draw angles in standard position. You need to learn how to draw angles in standard position. This is an angle with measure one revolution. One revolution يعني complete rotation. One revolution equals 2 pi radians, as we said yesterday, and it's equal also to 360 degrees. Here we have 3/4 revolution, okay, positive angle in a standard position. The measure of this angle in radian is 3/4 times 2 pi, because one revolution is 2 pi, so it's 3 pi over 2. So the measure of this angle is 3 pi over 2 radians. This is a right angle, half revolution, not right, sorry, straight. This is a straight angle, half revolution, and the measure is pi radian. Half times 2 pi. This is a right angle, 1/4 revolution. If you multiply 1/4 times 2 pi, you get pi over 2. So the measure of the right angle is pi over 2. The measure of the straight angle is pi radians. Okay, let us draw and label each angle in a standard position. This is an example. I will teach you a method to draw angles in a standard position, and please pay attention to it. Now we need to draw the angle pi over 4. Theta, this is the angle theta equals pi over 4. We know that the right angle is pi over 2. So from here to here, pi over 2. So here you have pi over 2. The angle from 0 to pi over 2, this is pi over 2. So you can imagine that pi over 4 is half pi over 2. So this angle is pi over 4. Pi over 4 in radian. In degrees, it is 45 degrees. But we have to learn how to graph angles in radian without converting them to degrees. This is really important. You notice that this is a positive angle in standard position. This is the initial side, terminal side, and the vertex is here. So this is pi over 4. Okay. How to draw 5 pi over 4? 5 pi over 4. Well, please pay attention. When you deal, when the denominator is 4, remember that 1 pi is 4 pi over 4, because 4 cancels with 4 and you get pi. And 2 pi is 8 pi over 4, because 8 over 4 is 2. So when you start from here, this is the angle 0. This is the angle pi over 2. This is the angle pi, the straight angle. And this is the angle 3 pi over 2. And this is also the angle 2 pi. Okay. So 2 pi is a complete rotation. So this is 0 and 2 pi at the same time. Okay. So where is 5 pi over 4? This is pi. So pi is 4 pi over 4. Okay. So I need 5 pi over 4. So I just add 1 4. I add pi over 4. So this is pi over 4, because pi over 4 is 45. So this angle from here to here, this angle measures 5 pi over 4. So this is the angle 5 pi over 4 in a standard position. Negative 3 pi over 4. angle beta. Now, this is a negative angle. So we put the initial side here. This is the initial side on the positive x-axis. And we go clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. So this direction. Okay. If you start clockwise direction, this would be the angle 0. And this is the angle negative pi over 2. And then this is negative pi. And then this is negative 3 pi over 2. And this would be negative 2 pi. How to graph 3 pi over 4? You need to remember that pi is 4 over 4. So if from 0 to here, it's negative 4 over 4. If you need negative 3 over 4, this is less by pi over 4. So this angle is pi over 4, and then the angle from here to here would be negative 3 pi over 4. So this angle is negative 3 pi over 4 in standard position. This is the initial side of this angle, and this is the terminal side, and this is the vertex of this angle. Please pay attention to this method. Okay, 9 pi over 4. This is a positive angle. So I start from here. This is 0, pi over 2. This is pi, which is 4 pi over 4. And this is 2 pi, which is 8 pi over 4. So you start from here. Okay. You complete one rotation. You reach 8 pi over 4. You need to graph 9 pi over 4. So you add another pi over 4 and you reach this angle. So this angle is starting from here to here is 9 pi over 4. It is more than one rotation, more than one revolution. Okay, so 9 pi over 4 starts from 0 to here. This is the initial side and this is the terminal side. Notice that the angle 9 pi over 4 and the angle pi over 4 have the same initial side and the same terminal side, but they are different in the rotation, the number of rotations, but they have the same initial side and the same terminal side. This is important. Okay, draw and label each angle in standard position. Let me, for example, I think negative pi over 4 is easy. 3 pi over 4, I think, let us sketch the graph of 3 pi over 4. Okay, to sketch the graph of 3 pi over 4, you start by, you write here 4 pi over 4, and you write here 8 pi over 4. So where is 3 pi over 4? It is before 4 pi over 4. So it is here.
Yes.
So this angle is 3 pi over 4. This is the angle 3 pi over 4. This is the initial side of this angle. And this is the terminal side of this angle. This is the angle 3 pi over 4. Okay. Negative 7 pi over 4. Let us sketch the graph of negative 7 pi over 4. Well, negative 7 pi over 4, I'll go in the negative direction. So starting here 0, here negative 4 pi over 4, continue, here negative 8 pi over 4. So negative 7 pi over 4, if you start from here, go to negative 8. No, I need negative 7. So it's before negative 8. So up to here, this is negative 7 pi over 4. This is the angle with initial side on the positive x-axis, terminal side here, okay, and it goes from here to here. This is the angle negative 7 pi over 4. Notice also that this angle negative 7 pi over 4 and 9 pi over 4 and pi over 4, all of these angles, the three, have the same initial side and the same terminal side. Okay, we will call them coterminal angles. We will call them coterminal angles. So negative pi over 4 is easy, it is here. Let us sketch the graph of 13 pi over 4. So this is D, 13 pi over 4. It's a positive angle. So I'll go in the positive direction. So this is 4 pi over 4. And then this is 8 pi over 4. And I continue. I add 2 pi to this. Okay. If you add 2 pi, remember that 2 pi is 8 pi over 4. You need to add 1 pi. 1 pi. Pi is 4 pi over 4. Because this is 1 pi. From here to here, it's 1 pi. So if this is 8, if you add another 4 pi over 4, 8 pi over 4 plus 4 pi over 4, it would be 12 pi over 4. So here 8 and here 12. Well, I need 13. Okay, 13 is greater than 12 by 1. So this is the angle 13 pi over 4. It goes how? It goes from here to here. It continues, but then it goes up to here again. So one rotation and half rotation and more than 1.5 rotation. This is 13 pi over 4. This is the angle 13 pi over 4 in standard position. Pay attention to this figure. This is the angle 0, as I told you. If the initial side is here and the terminal side is here, this is the angle 0. This is pi over 4 in the middle, 45. Before 45, we have 30. This angle is 30, or pi over 6. This angle is 60, which is greater than 45. So we have 30, then 45, then 60, then 90. 60 is pi over 3. You need to memorize these positions, okay? Now, if you go to the second quadrant, this is 30. Here, you have 150. 150 is related to 30. What is the relation? This angle is 30, and this angle is 30. So 180, before 180, subtract 30, 180 minus 30, you reach 150. So 30, 150, 210, 330 are together. This one, this one, this one, and this one are together. Okay. We will learn what do we mean by this. And then pi over 4, and 3 pi over 4, and 5 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4 together. You notice that the denominator is always here 6, while here the denominator is always 4, and here the denominator is always 3. So this is pi over 3. This is 2 pi over 3. This is 4 pi over 3, and this is 5 pi over 3. So the angle 60, 120, 240, and 300 are with each other. So if you go in positive direction, if you go to negative direction, you will have this circle. Okay, negative 30, negative 45, and so on. So when I give you this circle, okay, let us now concentrate on the angle 90. Okay, so I have here, if you go in positive direction, this is 0, this is pi over 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi over 2, and this is also 2 pi. You notice also that 0 and 2 pi have the same initial side and the same terminal side. Okay, this is in the positive direction. If you go in the negative direction, this would be 0. This is negative pi over 2. This is negative pi. This is negative 3 pi over 2. And this is negative 2 pi. Okay, this is the angle 90. All right. Let us talk about 45. If you go in positive direction, This is 0. This is pi over 4. Here I have 4 pi over 4 because pi is 4 pi over 4. Before 4 pi over 4, what do you have? 3 pi over 4. After 4 pi over 4, what do you have? 5 pi over 4. Okay? And remember, this angle is 2 pi or 8 pi over 4. Before 8 pi over 4, what do you have? 7 pi over 4. Pi over 4 is very important. Here pi over 4, here 3 pi over 4, here 5 pi over 4, and here 7 pi over 4. If you go in the negative direction, this would be 0. This would be negative pi over 4. This would be negative 3 pi over 4. This would be negative 5 pi over 4. This would be negative 7 pi over 4. And this is negative 4 pi over 4. And this is negative 8 pi over 4. So this is about pi over 4. Let us talk about pi over 6, 30. In the positive direction, this is pi over 6. This is 0. This is 6 pi over 6. And this is also 12 pi over 6. Because 6 over 6 is 1, 12 over 6 is 2. So if this is 6 pi over 6, this would be what? 5 pi over 6. If this is 6 pi over 6, the one after it, this would be what? 7 pi over 6. You are going in this direction, in the positive direction, okay? So this is 12. The one before it is 11, not here. This is pi over 4. Here. This is 11 pi over 6, okay? If you go in the negative direction, this would be 0. This is negative pi over 6. This is negative 5 pi over 6. This is negative 7 pi over 6. And this is negative 11 pi over 6 because this is negative 12 pi over 6. Let me rewrite this so you understand it. Negative 11 pi over 6. All right. This is pi over 6. What about pi over 3? Okay. Pi over 3 here. If you go in the positive direction, this is pi over 3. And it is here. And remember that this is 3 pi over 3. And this is 6 pi over 3. So if this is 3 pi over 3, the one before it is 2 pi over 3. And the one after it is 4 pi over 3. And this is 6, so the one before it is 5 pi over 3. If you go in the negative direction, this would be 0. This would be negative 3 pi over 3. And this would be negative 6 pi over 3. The one before would be negative 5 pi over 3. And here, the one before is negative 2 pi over 3. And here we have negative pi over 3. And the one after negative 3 pi over 3 is negative 4 pi over 3. So I put it for you. These are the most important angles in this course, in this chapter, and they are coming from here. All of them are gathered here in one circle. This is for positive, this is for negative. I put them in each circle, pi over 2 alone, pi over 4 alone, pi over 6 alone, and pi over 3 alone. Please restudy these circles again and again. So if you understand these circles, you can sketch the graph of 7 pi over 6 easily. Actually, 7 pi over 6 is here. This is 7 pi over 6. But how to draw the angle 7 pi over 6? You do like this. without memorizing. You ask yourself, okay, I'm going in the positive direction. So this should be the initial side. I should start from here in standard position. And now I reach pi. Pi is 6 pi over 6. I need 7 pi over 6. So 7 pi over 6 would be here. طبعا remember that pi over 6 is 30. So this angle should be pi over 6 or 30. Remember that pi over 6 is 30 degrees. Okay, so this angle from here to here is 7 pi over 6. That's why pi over 3 is here, because pi over 3 is 60, while pi over 6 is 30. Okay. This table is also important. Pi over 6 is 30, pi over 4 is 45. All the angles are here. You can convert from radian to degrees and vice versa. Let me end up with this question. So today only we studied one objective. All the questions use this circle to draw angles in standard position. State the quadrant in which the angle lies. So for example, this angle, 7 pi over 6, lies in quadrant 3. This is quadrant 3, okay? So stays the quadrant in which the angle lies. When an angle's measure is given in radians, work the exercise without converting to degrees. So you must work in radian. So how to sketch the graph of 4 pi over 3? We are in positive direction. This is 0. This is 3 pi over 3. So 4 pi over 3 would be here. And that's the graph of 4 pi over 3. This is 4 pi over 3. Okay, this angle, small angle between 3 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3 is 60, or pi over 3. Negative 5 pi over 6. I go in the negative direction. If you go in the negative direction, this is negative 6 pi over 6. So negative 5 is before it. So the angle starts from this initial side, and this is the terminal side, and this is the angle negative 5 pi over 6. 16 pi over 3. Oh, this is very large angle, 16 over 3. If you divide by 16, if you divide 16 over 3 by calculator, 16 divided by 3, you get 5.3. So remember, this is 5.3 pi approximately. So which means we will go 5 pi. If you start from here, you go in the positive direction. This is 0. This is pi. This is 2 pi. This is 3 pi. This is 4 pi. And this is 5 pi. And remember that 5 pi is 15 pi over 3. You multiply by 3 up and down. 15 pi over 3. I need 16 pi over 3. So this angle from here to here is the angle 16 pi over 3. But we went once to pi, بعدين twice to 3 pi, بعدين to 4 pi, 5 pi, بعدين up to here. We rotated 1, 2, 3 rotations, okay, until we reach 16 pi over 3. Now in degrees, the angle is in degrees. Negative 210. If you are in degrees, work in degrees. So this is 0. This is negative 180 degrees. Negative 210 is more than negative 180 by 30. So this is the angle negative 210 from here to here. Okay. 420, this is more than 360. Go in positive direction. This is 0. This is 180. This is 360 degrees. Okay. So add 60, subtract, you find 60. So you reach this angle. So this is 420 degrees. You start from here, you graph 360 and continue to 420 degrees. I stop here and I open the floor for questions. Please ask any question you like and try to understand